But remember, it's a multi-domain operation, and there are many ways to inflict pain on that radical Islamist state sponsor of terror. What's the aim? The aim is to ensure that terror is no longer a low-cost option for Pakistan to continue to bleed us, especially for the likes of General Asim Munir. And we've been bleeding from the times of General Ziaul Haq, through General Musharraf, through Ashfaq Parvez Kayani, to Qamar Javed Bajwa. Of course, they may talk peace, but then they intend and they continue to bleed us. And there's a laundry list of generals who see themselves as Muhammad bin Qasim and attackers of Hindus in India. This Mullah Asim Munir is perhaps amongst the worst, if not, the worst of the lot. But how is India responding? Big story. The Jal Shakti Ministry is working on a feasibility project on better harnessing the waters of the Indus rivers for the benefit not just of the people of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh in the short term, but in the medium and long term for the rest of the country. So Jal Shakti Minister C.R. Patil has been instructed by Union Home Minister Amit Shah to work to ensure India works quickly on multiple projects that Pakistan was objecting to and throughout. River desilting, for example, reservoir flushing projects, for example, and these are just some instances that India is now going to start working on very fast. Pakistan has repeatedly objected to desilting project. Sources are telling India today that multiple projects that have been held up due to Pakistan's objections, now these projects will be taken up on a war footing for better utilization of the waters of the Indus rivers, and not just the Satluj, Ravi and Beas, the eastern rivers that are meant for India, but also Chenab, Jhelum and Indus, the western rivers. India can officially utilize 20% of these waters. Pakistan didn't even permit that. Imagine. It would cry foul, it would go to the court of arbitration, it would go to the World Bank, it would object, it would delay. But now the treaty is in abeyance. So for the betterment of people of Jammu and Kashmir, and remember, Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Omar Abdullah, has already said the Indus Waters Treaty was not in favor of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. It did not benefit the people of Jammu and Kashmir. This is one more step that the Narendra Modi government is taking. It's not just about the eastern rivers, like I said, Satluj, Ravi and Beas, but also western rivers, Chenab, Jhelum and Indus. The rivers that flow through Jammu and Kashmir and also in Ladakh. There are multiple projects that were cleared post-Pulwama, some in 2019, some in 2022. They are now being speeded up. What is India doing? And you're hearing this on India Today, and this is Pakistan's worst nightmare coming true. India is working on building 10 hydropower projects that's totaling 6.8 gigawatts in Jammu and Kashmir and in Himachal Pradesh to fully utilize its share of the waters under that 1960 Indus Waters Treaty with Pakistan. The projects being undertaken, and that's a huge investment that's already being made. It's 68,000 crore rupees by NHPC Limited. Now they're part of the plans to exercise our right, India's right, to stop excess water from flowing into Pakistan. The projects are being constructed by the public sector undertaking. Let me list out some of these projects. It will be heartening for you, and it will be a nightmare for those radical Islamist terrorists, because they now have to choose. They either want water or they want to continue bleeding India. Blood and water cannot flow together, that's very clear. So the 1,000 megawatt Pakaldul project, the 850 megawatt Ratle project, the 624 megawatt Kiru project, the 540 megawatt Kwar project. These are projects in the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir. India plans to build 1,856 megawatts in Sawalkot. Now that's to harness that kind of electricity. It's in Jammu and Kashmir. 930 megawatts of Kirthai, this is part 2 in Jammu and Kashmir. Dugar in Himachal Pradesh, that's 500 megawatts. Then there's Uri 1 and there's stage 2 of it in Jammu and Kashmir. Then the Dulhasti stage 2, which is 260 megawatts. These are some of the projects I'm telling you in Jammu and Kashmir. But that's not all. The Narendra Modi government has cleared 8 hydropower projects of 144 megawatts on the Indus River and its tributaries, even in Ladakh. Now the project, the highest of these projects that will come up in Kargil and in Leh districts of Ladakh. So the Durbuk Shok project, it's 19 megawatts, but then it's good for the people of Ladakh. In Shanku village, it's 18.5 megawatts. Now this is music to the ears of people who live in either Durbuk or Shok region. It's great for environment because now it's not that expensive diesel electricity that they will have to generate power through diesel generators. Whether it's the security forces, the army that's deployed there, or the locals, they can get water from the Indus rivers, electricity from the Indus rivers and the tributaries. Shanku, for example. Nimu project, Nimu chilling project, 24 megawatts. Rongdo project, 12 megawatts. Ratannag, it's 10.5 megawatts. Hydropower project, that's been cleared for Leh. The Mangdum Sangra projects, again 19 megawatts. The Kargil Hundarman, it's 25 megawatts. Imagine how this will be a game changer for the people of Ladakh, of Leh, of Sanku, of Minji, of Kargil. It's amazing what will happen, and there is no Pakistan that can object to it anymore. They've been cleared for the Kargil region. It's a huge step that's been taken. So under the Indus Waters Treaty, when Pakistan was granted waters of the western river, Indus, Chenab and Jhelum for unrestricted use, India was granted the eastern rivers, Ravi, Beas and Satluj. India gives 80% of the western river water for Pakistan. It does not even harness the remaining 20%. Now there are plans, some already there, some that are now going to be speeded up. What is the advantage that India now has? And I want to explain this to you. You're looking at those projects, you're looking at the Eastern River projects, and look at the Eastern River projects closely. The Satluj, Ravi and Beas. The 5 rivers that flow to Punjab, Satluj, Ravi, Beas, Chenab, Jhelum, Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir, and undivided Punjab initially. So look, Eastern rivers for India, Western rivers was for Pakistan, but Uri, Baglehar, Salal, Pakaldul, Chutak, Nimu, Basgo. These are some of the projects, some that were held up, some that government has cleared, and some where work will go on. What's the big advantage? No inspection by Pakistani officials needed now. So Pakistan cannot stop your projects at all. It can do nothing. No restriction on flushing of rivers. For example, the Kishan Ganga reservoir. Pakistan would object to it. So if you can't flush, if you can't desilt, then you can't hold water or hold sufficient water. You can't generate enough electricity. No operational restriction on filling of reservoir. You can flush when you want, you can fill just when you want, and not just in the month of August, the peak monsoon period. No data to be shared with Pakistan.